Great Pyramid Passages. This is a book from 1910. This is volume 1. Copies can be sold at Watchtower Bible and Tract Society, Brooklyn Tabernacle, New York, USA, once upon a time. And applying to Morton Edgar, 224 West Regent Street, Glasgow, Scotland. The Great Pyramid of Giza is shown symbolically and by measurement, corroborates the philosophy and prophetic times and seasons of the divine plan of the ages as contained in the Holy Scriptures, together with 22 letters from Egypt and Palestine by John Edgar and Morton Edgar. Let's go down to page 20. And we'll read on paragraph 8. Consequent upon the work of Professor Smyth, many able minds have been awakened to search into the various problems presented by the Great Pyramid. Some of these investigators have claimed not only that it embodies great scientific truths, but also that it sets forth symbolically and by measurement the divine plan of salvation, that, in fact, it is messianic. Among the supporters of this view was Professor Smyth himself, but the chief one has been Charles Taze Russell, pastor of Brooklyn Tabernacle, New York. Previous to his study of the Great Pyramid, he had discovered many wonderful truths in the Scriptures regarding the plan of salvation, truths which revealed the harmonious cooperation of divine wisdom, justice, love, and power, and therefore exalted his conception of the character and purposes of the Creator and Sustainer of the universe. With his mind clarified by the knowledge thus gained, he was enabled to discover symbolic and prophetic features in the Great Pyramid, which had necessarily been hidden from previous pyramid students. The joint authors of the Great Pyramid Passages, having discovered in the years 1904 and 1905 various beautiful confirmations of the prophetic features of the divine plan as explained by Charles Taze Russell in the second and third volumes of his Scripture Studies, set themselves in April of the year 1906 seriously to investigate the various claims made by him in his article on the Great Pyramid at the end of the third volume, and thanks to the knowledge which they had previously gained, they were not long in coming to the conclusion that these claims were well founded. Accordingly, seeking the Lord's continued guidance, they at once decided to investigate the subject further, and were rewarded as day by day, first one, and then the other, discovered fresh beauties in the symbolic and prophetic teaching of this marvelous structure. In the course of 5 or 6 weeks, most of the pyramid features described in the first and second volumes of Great Pyramid Passages were discovered. For various reasons, publication has been delayed until now. Chief among these is the fact that in the summer of 1909, the joint authors made a personal visit to the Great Pyramid in order to investigate it at first hand, especially for the purpose of taking photographs measuring the descending passage and subterranean chamber, and examining the girdles in the first ascending passage, first described by Wayman Dixon, C.E. At the end of this volume will be found several letters from Egypt and Palestine, most of them originally written by one of the authors, but since revised, rearranged, and enlarged by both.